everyone, today we are going to talk about the equation of a circle on a graph. Now, as you can see, we have two different types of circles that we're going to work with. The first type of circle is a circle with the center at the origin, or the coordinate 0, 0. In this case, our equation is always going to be x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Now, I want you to note that r represents the radius of the circle. So let's take a look at this example over here. Here we are given a circle whose center is at the origin and whose radius is 3. So using that equation, x squared plus y squared equals r squared, we're going to substitute in 3 for our radius r and get x squared plus y squared equals 3 squared, which in our case is x squared plus y squared equals 9. And this would be the equation of our circle. But not every circle is going to have a center at the origin. Well, that's where our other equation comes in. This is a circle with the center at the point h, k. This is also known as center radius form or standard form. In this case, the equation would be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Once again, the radius is r, and the center of our circle is at the coordinates h, k. Please note that it's x minus h and y minus k. So whatever you see there, when you write the coordinate of your center, the signs will be the opposite. So with that in mind, let's take a look at this example. Well, here we have a circle, once again with the radius of 3, but this time our center is at the coordinate 2, -1. So let's write that down. 2, -1. Great. Now, let's write this equation. So first, we're going to focus on the x. X minus h squared. Well, h is 2, so we're going to have x minus 2 squared. Now let's look at the y. Well, this is y minus k, and our k value is -1. So this would be y minus -1, which is the same thing as y plus 1 squared, equals r squared, and r, the radius is 3, so it equals 3 squared. Now, we're going to square the right side, and we're going to end up with the final answer of x minus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared is equal to 9. Great. Now, let's try a few examples. For the first two problems we're going to do together, we're going to be given the equation and we're going to have to identify the center and the radius of this circle. So, in number 1, we have x squared plus y squared equals 16. Well, if we look at this equation, it happens to match the first type of equation we looked at, where the center is at the origin, which we know is the coordinate 0, 0. Now for the radius, we know that 16 is actually r squared. So in order to find the radius, we need to take the square root of 16, which is 4. So our radius is 4. Great. Now, let's take a look at number 3. Well, the equation we're given here is x plus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 25. This time, finding the center isn't so easy as just putting the origin. Now, remember, this is going to be x minus h squared, and this is going to be y minus k squared, but our center is going to be at the coordinate h, k. So we need to switch the signs that we're working with. So for our x value, we are going to have -4, and for our y value, we're going to have +3 to give us the coordinate of the center as -4, 3. Now once again, to find the radius, this is r squared, so we're going to have to take the square root, and the square root of 25 is 5, so that works out very nicely for us. So the radius of our circle is 5. Great job. Now we're going to do a slightly different type of example. Instead of being given the equation, we're going to be given the center and the radius, and we're going to have to write the equation and then graph the circle. So let's look here. In number 5, our center is 2, -4. So obviously it's not at the origin, which means we're going to need to use the slightly more complicated equation of x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Well, all we have to do is substitute these in. So for our equation, we have x minus, well, our h is 2, so it's going to be x minus 2 squared plus y minus, well, our y is -4, so y minus -4 ends up just becoming y plus 4 squared equals, well, in our case, our radius is 5, so 5 squared is 25. And there you have it. We just wrote the equation for the circle. Now let's come over to our graph and graph this. So first what we're going to do is plot the center of the circle, which is 2, -4. So we're going to come to our graph and we're going to plot the point 2, -4. That's our circle's center. Now here's what I like to do. I am going to vertically up and down and horizontally left and right move 5 spaces because we know the radius is 5. So I'm going to start at my center and I'm going to go up 5 spaces, put a little dot there. I'm going to go right 5 spaces, put a little dot there, down 5 spaces, put a little dot there, and left 5 spaces, put a little dot there. Now, as neatly as you can, it does not have to be perfect as long as you have the proper radius. We're going to connect these 4 dots and make a circle. And there you have it. Given the center and the radius, we were able to both write the equation for our circle and graph that circle on our axes. Now, don't forget to finish the rest of this worksheet. There's only 5 problems. And don't forget to do your Castle Learning assignment. Have a wonderful day.